So now we will deal with the most important topic in our larynx, the nerve supply of larynx. Without knowing the nerve supply of larynx, we are not supposed to write any exams, to be frank. So the nerve supply of larynx is like a easiest one which we should not forget. Okay, so in the nerve supply of larynx, all the muscles of the larynx are supplied by vagus nerve, right? So in a nutshell, how I will classify is there are two nerves. One is a recurrent laryngeal nerve, one is a superior laryngeal nerve. Okay, so what happens is, say I am drawing a picture of the larynx. Say here there is a vagal nerve. The vagal nerve starts from the vagal foramen. It comes down. Okay, say this is the jugular foramen here. Jugular foramen will be around the skull base area, and then there will be a inferior ganglion here, and from the inferior ganglion there will be two branches. One branch to the pharynx here. This is a vagal nerve, 10th nerve. Okay, one branch to the pharynx. The other branch comes down. That is the superior laryngeal nerve. Okay, and the next branch will be and the vagal nerve communicates down. Okay, and what happens is in the right side around the subclavian artery, or in the left side around the arch of aorta. Okay, it makes a turn. It makes a hook. Okay, and the remnant part of the vagal nerve goes down and supplies the abdomen, and so okay, it makes a hook here. Okay, and what it does is it makes a hook and runs up again back in the tracheoesophageal groove. Okay, it runs back in the tracheoesophageal groove. It runs up. Okay, this part of the nerve is called as recurrent laryngeal nerve. So, superior laryngeal nerve, recurrent laryngeal nerve. The nerve to the pharynx, just have it in mind, we will deal with the pharynx there. Okay, here the superior laryngeal nerve and the recurrent laryngeal nerve. So, the dictum is all muscles of the larynx. Okay, coming on to the motor supply, I will deal with the motor supply. All muscles of the larynx, all muscles except cricothyroid, all muscles of the larynx except cricothyroid is supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay, so the cricothyroid alone is supplied by external laryngeal branch of superior laryngeal nerve. External laryngeal branch of superior laryngeal nerve. So here as we are discussing, the superior laryngeal nerve comes here. The superior laryngeal nerve. The superior laryngeal nerve further divides into two branches. One is an internal laryngeal nerve, other is an external laryngeal nerve. Okay, the internal laryngeal nerve and the external laryngeal nerve. The external laryngeal nerve supplies one muscle, that is cricothyroid. So what is the function of cricothyroid? Cricothyroid tenses the vocal cord. Cricothyroid raises the pitch of the vocal cord, right? So cricothyroid tenses. So if there is a problem with the external laryngeal branch of the superior laryngeal nerve, then there will be a problem with shouting. Then there will be a problem with raising the pitch of the vocal cord. Okay, so cricothyroid is the only one muscle which is supplied by the external laryngeal branch of the superior laryngeal nerve. So what does the internal laryngeal nerve do? The internal laryngeal nerve goes into it pierces the thyrohyoid membrane. This is the thyrohyoid membrane. It pierces the thyroid membrane and supplies the sensory innervation above the level of vocal cord. So while dealing with the sensory supply, vocal cord, if this is the vocal cord, above the level of vocal cord is by internal laryngeal branch of superior laryngeal nerve. Below the level of vocal cord is by again recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay, above by the internal laryngeal branch of superior laryngeal nerve, below by the recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay, very important chapter, very important point. Without knowing this, we can't write the vocal cord palsies. Okay, and this is asked multiple number of times. Okay, sensory innervation above the level of vocal cord by the internal laryngeal branch of superior laryngeal nerve, below by the recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay, motor supply by the cricothyroid by the external laryngeal branch of superior laryngeal nerve. All the other muscles are supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay, and one more MCQ for the next or the NEET exam is Gallen's anastomosis. Gallen's anastomosis, as we know, anastomosis is for the arteries, but here Gallen's anastomosis is nothing but it is a nerve loop anastomosis. Nerve loop anastomosis. Here the anastomosis occurs between the superior laryngeal nerve and the recurrent laryngeal nerve. So there will be a common anastomosis area between the superior laryngeal nerve and the recurrent laryngeal nerve. That area is called as Gallen's nerve loop anastomosis. Gallen's nerve loop anastomosis, a very important MCQ for the exams. Gallen's nerve loop anastomosis, which is a communication between the superior laryngeal nerve and the recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay, this chapter is a very important one.